Hi, welcome to today's channel. I really hope you are enjoying your day, and I hope that you enjoy this process, watching these words flow through to you. Shall we begin? It is in this allowing, dear ones, that we are to proposition you almost in this sensing of all it is that one is to become known to self again, to be the believer, to be the seer, and to be the truster into all it is that you are. We are this voice of reason. It is that many are to speak of us in this way, to speak of us as a reasoning from within to come forth, to be accepted by you in this place of which it is to view of self again. We are knowing in this, in many situations, that you are to find of self in human life to be felt almost as if to be an exaggeration from within, that is to hear these words that are to speak to you in this way. For it is these words, dear ones, we are which to offer, to be felt by you. These words of love, cherishment, to be felt as a joyous happiness, to be felt in a sensing of to find peace and calm from within, a steadiness, to be sensing of this self, to be strong in this absolute of which it is that you are, to call out our names, to be asking to receive into all it is that we are to pleasantly offer to you. For it is in this offering, dear ones, that we are wishing to offer or to say to you that all are this establishment from within. To find oneself present in this place of to ask, to know, to receive. It is in our doing that we are to be always the offerers for you to see, to gather unto self this place of expression, to be felt spoken of in this way, to speak these words that are to rise on up out of you, to elevate you, to encourage you and build you, to find you in this place of such highness to speak of, to be a deliberate being into this love and light that you are, to feel as much an interaction as what it is that we are, the eternal beings of love and grace that are to respond to you in each and every way of your request or desire of us to be spoken of or heard from. We are knowing in this sensing, dear ones, that we are willing to speak with all in regard to everything that is to be a consideration by you into a choosing to know once again. The elaborate, dear ones, we are to offer here, to ask of us. There is no big, there is no small. It is to come freely through you in a response to be heart-spoken and heartfelt, one of true intent that you are to recognize in this powerful way, that it is in your asking that you are choosing to do so. Be it not null and void, this human physical being that you are to see on a daily basis in a sensing of to be not or without, or to be feeling a resonance as such to be called lost. For it is never to be interpreted this way, dear ones, these words into which it is that many of you are to place your daily being into. For it is a sensing from within that you are to be searching, trying to find this voice of yours that has been hidden and locked away as not to be heard or seen. Allow for self of a few moments, dear one, to sit in this place of presence, to sit in this place of absolute, where one intends of self to be, willing to hear or open and listen, to find this voice, to be willing to hear this voice again that is yours internally impressed upon you, upon your becoming to be. For it is in this voice, dear one, that we are imprinted into, we are connected to into a grand way to speak of it as such. This knowing voice of yours that is an attachment to Spirit, to the greater good and God of all that is, to be the voice that is willingly to love of you in this way again, in this sensing of self to be spoken of. Allow as this feeling is to flow to you, and imagine this sensing of to be attracting to you this vibration of love. We hear of you to ask, how must it feel? Hear these words lovingly spoke by us, dear ones, that it is to feel like you. It is to feel like you in a realness, to even contemplate to begin such a journey again. It is to feel as an opening or a belief into oneself again, to trust that you will feel, to know this feeling as it enters or is to lay upon you. To feel this proposition from within rising up out of you in a simple explanation or form or question as to ask, I would love to hear me. I would love to love me again. I would love to respond into all it is that I am to see and be, with an attachment to love. It is in this love, dear ones, that we are to feel large, to feel enormous and gigantic, to fill this space of which it is that you are to occupy, a space so grand upon its entering, and maybe to be a recognition again by you, by the truer you, the real you, that you have been here before, that you are knowing of this connection, you are knowing of this loving space, you are knowing of these beings as they are to present to you in these words of expression to be felt. Be allowing here, dear ones, in just this small glimmer of your so-called now, to feel as to intersect with us. For it is in this doing that you will find that it will become a better, easier, more inclined aspect of you. A space of dearest devotion, an acknowledgement of prayer, a space to connect into who it is that you really are, the being of love and light that you are so graciously placed here to be presented to us in this way, so that we may offer these words to flow to you. Feel as we are to expel this energy, to put forth these words of magnificence for you to hear. Sit as you feel this love invade your space, to look into every aspect of you that you are willingly. It is here that you are to offer this to us, to ask, so that you may receive again, and not out of a place of guilt, regret, but to feel oneself receive into a place of, this is for me. I recognize into all that is to arise. I am worthy. It is so often, dear ones, that we are to be felt, to witness the sadness and the unsteadiness, the dislevelment that is to come out of this human form in an expression of, to be felt as, to find us as not a willing participant for you to hear or sense of us to be. Give yourself time, dear ones, we are to offer. For it is not a place that appears just like that. It is a place of steady growth for many, of a constant recognition that one must acknowledge. It is of a voice that is to grow more determined and defined into every place of quite inner viewing or assessing of self to be. It is an eagerness that is to overtake you. It is a willingness to view differently your surroundings. It is a place that is to call to you. A place where the human physical component, yes, has to participate and agree. But we ask of this for the mind's thoughts and the mind's bossiness at times, to be allowed to be just switched off or turned down a notch or two, as if to just vibrate maybe in the background, so that you may feel a sense of leveling, to feel a layer or two being allowed to just fade away, to sense of this self to sit a little prouder, just to feel this contentment from within in this space of your choosing of it to be called yours. We are knowing of all that are here, to become this interpretation of self again, in this consistent acknowledgement into all of this that we are to be the connection of the greater good, the light beings, the supremeness into all this that is, to feel of this as a resonance again, to start to feel this heart beat in tune with the one grand consciousness that is, the heartbeat of eternalness, the space of welcoming, the light that is to shine upon all that shine their lights brightly. It is in these words that we are trying to portray the grandness that it is that one is to belong into. And to feel of this disrupt at times is a must. To allow of self to view differently, to peer out of this human structure, to wipe the human eye clean or clear again, and to view of this world in which it is that you and many are to participate into, not to become ignorant to the going-ons, for there are many present in your time of your now to be called, to be reliving into, but to be able to glance upon all that you see, to witness with such a strength of commitment and conviction from within you that you are this powerful being of love, that you are this beacon of light that is to shine and radiate outwardly for all to see, so that all that this light that you are to be, as it shines upon and outward for all to see, that they may too step a little closer to this light, to feel this love radiating outwardly, and to feel as it is to intertwine and flow into, with such a knowing of where it is to be and go. To be calling oneself this lovable being again, this lighthouse of intuition, this temple of worship that is to become yours, to feel if this righteous passage of words and messages of love are to flow out of you in a sensing into this that you are to be, to envision all that you see again as perfect in their exactness to become. We allow of these thoughts to flow freely, dear ones, and to feel these words as they are to be a continuation of ours, to be an attachment to the light, the source, the loving being of all that is, the one connection, the powerful God that is to be present in every aspect, in every contribution of this that you are to be. Be knowing to us again, dear ones. Be felt this responsibility from within, this request to arise, to ask of us to be present, to be prevalent, and to become a proud sensation from within you, to speak of us in this way. It is in this love that we are to feel flow freely through to you. It is in this love that is to become a recognition from you again, to know that it is this love that you are always a part and a place of. We are sensing of you here in every way that you are to be, dear ones. It is in this love for you that we are always willing to speak in this interpretation of our words. We sense of you here. It is a knowing, isn't it, that is to become yours, to feel of this gracious heart, to open, and at times to not feel as if to know what to do with it, but to become allowing to be this sensor of all that is to become an awareness to you in your day-to-day going-ons. Spirit is such an establishment within you and is such a greater part of you to speak of. So for more than this human aspect that you are, know that you are this entitled being of love and light, and to always ask for more to receive. It is of a gracious heart that this abundance upon this planet and this life that you are to achieve is to become known to you as an always willingness. Be willing to speak of it as yours, dear ones. Know of this love, that it is not just mine, but it is all of yours to be captured again, to be felt, to reach out and to grab hold of, to share and to experience. Have a fabulous day, and until we see each other again, bye.